when I'm working on a record, trying to fine tune the songs or the orchestration, or later on, if it's the mix, the production choices and options and going through all that stuff, I tend to get pretty obsessed and pretty deep in each thing as I go along.
Hmm.
With the Blackstar Symphony, for example, there was a long period of that happening at the beginning when it was the gestation period of choosing, who was going to orchestrate which song, how many notes do I give, what direction, all those kind of things. That was, and then leading up to the first few performances, it was a lot of totally focused, all in kind of work. And part of what I like about that is it engages my creative imagination more deeply. Like an example would be, let's say I'm working on a song for the Blackstar Symphony and then put it down, dinner, family, whatever. And then I can tell my unconscious sometimes the ideas are churning around. And then the next morning it's like, oh, well, what if on Heroes we did this instead? Or, it's not something that did in my kind of allotted practice time, but something that because I was in that headspace and thinking about it and just, letting it roam around in the creative unconscious, that there was work being done that was really beneficial, but I can only get in that headspace when I'm immersed in the music, if that makes sense, or in said project. Lately I was working a lot on this new record, and there were Blackstar Symphony gigs happening, but I was able to carve out, okay, we've got San Francisco, in a couple of weeks. So at the 10-day mark, I set aside the other stuff and I start getting all the way back into that music again and thinking about every single detail, just, and trying to get deeper into the orchestra parts and all the details and what have you. So that's how it tends to work for me. So in a period now where there's a lot going on, I just have to be judicious about how I spend my time and what I work on. I'm currently trying to finish music for this project I'm doing with the Danish radio big band in late October. And so I was on vacation recently, but a thing came up with I could tell I was like just checking in on Sibelius and playing the thing a few times. And then I was letting myself just think about it throughout the day, even though I'm supposed to be on vacation, and eventually the answers materialized. But I need to be in it and I need to be engaged for those answers to materialize.